Confidence is the one thing that separates the men who get noticed from the ones who blend into the background. And let me tell you, it's not about the kind of confidence that screams for attention. It's not about being the loudest guy in the room or the one flashing money around, because that type of confidence is fake and women can smell it a mile away. What really pulls her in is the calm, grounded type of confidence. The kind that makes her wonder, why does he seem so unbothered, so sure of himself? That kind of energy is magnetic. When you walk into a space with your head held high, your shoulders back, and your energy centered, she immediately feels that presence. It makes her curious about you before you've even said a word. Most guys think they have to do too much. They rehearse lines in their heads. They try to prove they're interesting, or they throw compliments around hoping one will stick. But that's not confidence, that's desperation wearing a mask. Real confidence is when you can stand in silence and still own the moment. It's when you know your worth so deeply that you don't need her validation, because the truth is, the more you chase validation, the less attractive you become. Women respond to men who give off the vibe of "I'm good with or without you," because it tells her you're not needy, and nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. Confidence also shows up in your body language, the way you move, the way you sit, the way you take up space. It all speaks before you even open your mouth. If you're hunched over, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact, she's already decided you're not the type she wants to give her energy to. But when you're steady, when your eye contact is firm but not intimidating, when your smile feels easy and natural, she can't help but soften toward you. That's why some men seem to have women leaning in almost instantly. It's not magic. It's the silent language of confidence doing all the heavy lifting. Now here's the thing most men miss. Confidence isn't about never feeling nervous. Every guy feels nerves when he's approaching a woman he finds attractive. The difference is in how you carry those nerves. A confident man doesn't let his nerves control him. He knows how to breathe through it, how to stay centered, and how to use that energy as excitement instead of letting it turn into fear. And when a woman senses that, when she sees that you can stand in your own skin without flinching, she starts to trust you. And trust is what makes her let her guard down quickly. So if you really want her to notice you, if you want her to open up and even want you the same day, you've got to start with this walk in as the man who knows who he is, not the man who's begging her to decide it for him. Confidence isn't something you say, it's something you are, and when you radiate that, she can't help but feel it. Creating instant emotional connection is the secret most men overlook because they think attraction is only about looks, money, or status. But here's the truth. None of that matters if she doesn't feel something when she's with you. Women don't just fall for what they see. They fall for what they feel. And if you can make her feel understood, if you can make her feel like you actually see her for who she is and not just for her beauty, then you've already set yourself apart from every other guy trying to get her attention. Emotional connection is what flips the switch from just a conversation to "this man feels different." The problem is, most men only ask surface-level questions. They stay stuck on "where are you from, what do you do, what's your favorite food," and they wonder why the energy fizzles out so quickly. Those questions don't create connection. They create small talk, and small talk doesn't stick. If you really want her to feel something, you've got to be intentional about asking questions that pull her deeper, that make her pause and think. Instead of "what do you do?" Try "what made you choose that path?" Instead of "where are you from?" ask "what's your favorite memory from growing up there?" It's the depth in your curiosity that makes her feel safe opening up. And once she opens up, she starts to feel close to you in a way she doesn't with most men. But it's not just about the questions you ask. It's about how you listen. Too many guys wait for their turn to speak. Instead of actually listening, they're busy trying to impress her with stories about themselves, when what really impresses her is the way you pay attention to her. When you lean in, maintain eye contact, and let her know you're not just hearing her words, but actually absorbing them, she feels valued. And when a woman feels valued, her guard comes down fast. She starts associating comfort with you, and comfort is one of the strongest accelerators of intimacy. Now here's another piece most men miss: vulnerability. If you want her to open up, you've got to be willing to share a piece of yourself too, not oversharing, not dumping your whole life story, but letting her see that you're human. Maybe you share a challenge you faced or a lesson you learned the hard way. That type of honesty builds trust, and trust is the foundation of instant emotional connection. When she feels like you're not hiding behind a mask, she'll drop hers too. And once you've created that emotional bridge, everything else becomes easier. She'll laugh more freely. She'll touch you without hesitation. She'll lean into your presence instead of pulling away. Attraction on a physical level might spark her interest, but emotional connection is what makes her want to stay close to you, even the same day she met you. Playful energy is like fuel for attraction, because no matter how good you look, how confident you seem, or how deep the conversation gets, if the vibe feels heavy, she's not going to want more. Women are emotional creatures, and emotions are tied directly to how much they enjoy your company. If you can make her laugh, if you can make her feel light and playful, she'll associate that feeling with you, and suddenly, being around you becomes addictive. That's why guys who don't even try so hard often get further than the ones who are dead serious about impressing her. It's because they know how to play. Playful energy doesn't mean acting like a clown, and it doesn't mean you're constantly cracking jokes. It's about having a teasing, mischievous vibe that keeps her guessing. When she says something, instead of giving a plain answer, you twist it a little. You challenge her in a fun way. If she says, "I don't usually go out much," you can smile and say, "So what you're telling me is I might be your best adventure this week." That kind of light challenge makes her laugh, makes her blush, and makes her feel the tension without you ever saying anything explicit. It's the subtle push and pull that gets her hooked. Most men fall into one of two traps. They're either too boring and safe, or they overdo it and come off as try-hards. The key is balance. Playful energy works when it feels natural, when you're not forcing the joke or trying too hard to be funny. It's about letting your own fun side come through while still staying grounded. If you can make her laugh while holding strong eye contact, if you can tease her while still making her feel respected, that's when playful energy turns into attraction. Another thing playful energy does is create contrast. One minute you're laughing together, the next you're leaning in with a quiet tone, and that shift makes her heart race. She's thinking, wait, is he just fun? Or is there something deeper here? That uncertainty is powerful because it keeps her engaged. Predictable conversations die out fast, but when she never quite knows what you'll say next, she stays on edge in the best way possible. And here's the real beauty of playful energy: it lowers her defenses. When she's laughing, when she's enjoying herself, she's not overthinking. She's not running through her usual checklist of doubts. She's in the moment with you, and when you can keep her in the moment, attraction builds without resistance. It feels effortless, it feels natural, and that's why she'll be more open to moving things forward sooner than later. So if you want her to feel drawn to you, don't just focus on being confident or deep. Add that spark of playfulness. Because when she's laughing with you, teasing you back, and enjoying your presence, she's already imagining what more could happen. Escalation is where most men either mess it up or miss the opportunity altogether. They either push too hard, too fast, and end up turning her off, or they sit back, waiting endlessly, and watch the moment slip away. The truth is, escalation is not about forcing anything. It's about reading the energy, sensing the vibe, and moving things forward in a way that feels natural to both of you. When you've already built confidence, created that emotional connection, and kept things light and playful, escalation isn't something you need to fight for. It flows like the next step she was already waiting for. The first thing to understand is that escalation doesn't always mean physical at the start. It can be as simple as how close you stand to her, how your voice softens when you lean in, or the way your eye contact lingers a little longer than before. These small shifts create an undercurrent of intimacy that tells her, we're not just chatting anymore. Something is happening here. If you've laid the right foundation, she won't resist it. In fact, she'll welcome it. Women love when a man knows how to guide the moment without making her feel pressured. Touch is one of the most powerful ways to escalate, but it has to be gradual and respectful. Start small, maybe a playful touch on her arm when you tease her, or a light hand on her back as you guide her through a doorway. The key is to make each touch feel natural and unforced. If she leans into it, if she doesn't pull away, that's your signal to take it further. But if she stiffens or seems uncomfortable, that's when you slow down. Escalation works best when it feels like a dance, not a demand. What most men forget is that women give signals all the time. The way she leans closer, the way she touches her hair, or the way she finds reasons to touch you back, these are all green lights. A confident man pays attention and responds. He doesn't jump to conclusions. He doesn't force himself in, but he also doesn't ignore the moment. When you move with her energy instead of against it, escalation feels effortless. And here's the secret. Escalation isn't about the physical alone. It's about emotional rhythm. If she feels safe, if she feels understood, if she feels excited and playful around you, then physical intimacy doesn't feel like a leap. It feels like the natural conclusion to everything you've built. That's why rushing never works. If you skip the steps and push too soon, she feels objectified. But when you move at the pace she's already inviting, she doesn't just allow it, she participates in it. So the art of escalation comes down to this: be present, be aware, and let things unfold at the rhythm she's giving you. When you master that balance, you don't have to chase intimacy. It happens the same day because she feels like she chose it too.